Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is going to be the start of another novel writing vlog. This is my third vlog that I've done since I started this new manuscript, I believe. And I've been doing a decent amount of writing recently, so I figured about damn time that I start another vlog and try to actually capture some of it. I have written, I believe, 23 chapters of my first draft, maybe 24, and I am aiming to have 40 chapters and an epilogue. That is what I currently have outlined. Like I said, I am worried that my book is going to be too long because my original goal was 80,000 words. We're gonna have a lot more than that. However, I did look on my Goodreads TBR and I took a random sampling of historical mystery books on my TBR. I picked out like 15 or 20 and I decided to find the average length. If we go off the usual estimate that one page in a published novel is 250 words, then the average word count for those 15 or 20 books is 89,000 and change. Let's just say 89,000. So I think right now I'm going to have like 93,000 or something like that. I forget the exact math because it's been a while. So that is not bad. I think I'll still want to cut some things out. I have decided there's an entire subplot that I don't like anymore and I'm going to remove in draft 2. So I think that will help me a little bit. And also, yeah, like I recognize this does not really matter that much right now, but I'm an anxious person, so I have just so many thoughts in my head, and obviously I want the book to be good and I want it to be something that I'm proud of. So I am definitely overanalyzing and worrying about stuff. That's just my personality. I can't help it. You know, I worry about stuff. It's who I am. So I wanted to start this vlog just because I have been on a roll. I think I wrote 3 chapters this week, so I figured it was time to start another vlog. I have been making a lot of progress, but I'm also having a lot of doubts. I don't know if I'm going to be happy with the resolution to the mystery. I don't know if the villain I chose is really the best one. I feel like it makes sense, but I don't think it's going to be shocking. And on one hand, I don't know if that's a problem because I personally have never read a historical mystery and been absolutely shocked by the ending. I think a historical mystery isn't about the twists as much. It's more about the characters and just the overall vibes, in my opinion. Because every published historical mystery that I have read only has a handful of suspects, and I, when I am reading a mystery, suspect everyone. So I have never gotten to the end of historical mystery and been shocked by who the killer was. My typical response when I get to the end of a historical mystery is, oh, that person was the killer? That tracks, and that's about it. The reason I love them so much is because I love the characters, I love the banter, I love the historical setting. So even if my readers guess who the killer is, that won't necessarily mean they won't like the book. However, because I am anxious, I am wondering if I have made a mistake, and maybe in draft 2, I should change the ending. Because the other day I had an idea for a different reveal I could use that would recycle certain parts from draft 1, but with the killer's identity and somewhat their motivations changed. And I do think this other potential villain would be much more surprising for the reader. And so I think it could be a really great ending. But also, I'm wondering if that's a bad idea to, in draft 2, change the killer. I think the one that I currently have could be perfectly adequate. And yes, this one I think could be more surprising and possibly more interesting, but it's also going to require a lot of changes. And also, I am approaching this first book as if it could become a series, because most historical mysteries are series, and I'm hoping if somebody wants to publish this book, they will want me to write more books in the series. And so if I change the identity of the killer, it will have impacts on where I imagine the series is going to go, and I will have to change the trajectory I'm planning in my mind a little bit. Granted, all of this is looking so far ahead, and I should just focus on finishing draft 1. But like I said, this is how I am as a person. So I'm thinking about all these things all the time. Yeah, I don't know if what I just said made any sense, because obviously I have to talk in very vague terminology so as not to spoil anything. But this is just what I've been thinking about, and I want to share my thoughts, just vent and get it out. I think right now I'm just gonna finish draft 1. I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna see how the original ending lands, if I like it. I've been giving my mom the chapters to read to see what she thinks about the ending. And then if I decide I want to change the ending, I will make those extensive edits in draft 2 and just worry about the rest later, I guess. I do think I could work around this ending change and definitely change my future plans to accommodate it, and I do think it could be a really great ending, but we'll see. Right now I'm just thinking about all these things and turning them over and over again in my mind. So that's it for this intro. I think I'm going to read over the chapters that I wrote this week to check out for any typos and see how I like them, and I will talk to you later when I have some more updates. Hello, so I just got back from getting my hair done, and I think I want to change the ending. I know, like, it sounds crazy, but I haven't been able to stop thinking about this for the past few days. Like, I'm thinking about it constantly, and today I started just writing down my ideas, thinking about how I could make this work, thinking that would kind of get it out of my system, and then I could put it off until draft 2. But that kind of just further convinced me that it's a good idea. So, yeah, I think I'm changing the ending. Listen, I want to get draft 1 done, so I'm not going to go back to all the chapters I already wrote and make the changes I'm going to need to make for a different ending. I guess I'm just going to, from now on, write what I have to write to get to the new ending, and then go back and change a bunch of stuff later, because I think a lot of the clues can be made to still work with this new person, but there are some things that I'm going to have to change, and some things that are just going to be dropped entirely with this new ending. But I feel like it's a good idea. And I was really worried about the previous ending. I was worried it wasn't going to be good enough. Like, I thought it would be fine. But this one, I think, could be really good. Like, I think it could be really interesting. So yeah, I think there's a new ending now. And I did tell my mom about it, and she said she thinks it's an interesting idea. So I guess I'm just gonna follow my gut. I'm just gonna go for it. New ending. Yeah, so draft 1 is not going to make sense, because there's lots of things that I changed my mind about midway through draft 1, and so there's going to be lots of parts that aren't cohesive. But draft 2, I can fix all this stuff and make it into the story that I want. I think right now my goal is to have draft 1 done before 2023. Now, I don't believe I mentioned this actually, but I mentioned before that I took a 6-week creative writing course. That course is now over. However, people who were in the course have discussed that in January, we are going to start doing a monthly meetup group to talk about writing, share our writing, and people said if anybody has a work in progress they're working on, they can bring chapters to the meeting for us to read. And that is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. That's why I signed up for this class, because this is what I was hoping to get out of it. I want people who are also writers to be able to read my draft and give me very specific feedback. So I would like to have this imperfect draft 1 complete by January, and then in January, when the group hopefully will start, then I can start making the edits to draft 2 and give them those edited chapters, and then I guess incorporate their comments into draft 3. So as it stands right now, Draft one. Draft one is going to have this new ending, which is not the ending I was originally planning on, so it's going to be a very messy draft, and a lot of the earlier parts of the book are going to be changed. However, then I'll do draft two, and in draft two, I will go back and make the changes I need for this new ending to make sense. Then draft three will be incorporating the comments from the fellow members of this meetup group, and then we'll see how it looks after draft three. So that's my current plan. Hopefully you all don't think I'm crazy. So those are the latest updates. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna go make a couple edits to the chapters I just wrote to set up this new ending. So, usually when you watch writing videos on YouTube, the writer usually has a code name, sort of, for their work in progress, just so they don't have to say my work in progress or the novel I'm writing over and over again. Something short that kind of references what the book is about, but it's not an official title. I feel like I need one of those. Usually I've seen people say project and then something, like, Project X. That's just a random example, but something like that. So I think I need one for my book, but I'm not sure what it should be. I'll think about it a little bit. I need to go put my makeup on. And I'll come back later with some ideas. Hello, I am back. I have now painted my face. I even put a shade of red lipstick on today because I was just feeling, feeling a little fancy. I also got my nails done last night, so now we kind of match. But anyways, so a code word for my work in progress. I don't really know. I thought about maybe using the character's initials. I don't know if I'm really loving that. I don't think it rolls off the tongue. So I might just refer to it as Project Mayfair, because I haven't told you much about my historical mystery, and that was on purpose because I'm a little bit superstitious and I'm nervous to share it, but I will soon. What I will tell you is a significant portion of the story takes place in Mayfair, the wealthy community in London, so that's why I'm calling it Project Mayfair. I have given some thought to what I want the actual title of the book to be. Obviously, though, a lot of times the publisher is going to change the title, so if someone does want to publish my book, they're probably going to come up with their own title anyway. But I wanted to have a title just for myself that I can use when I'm thinking about it, and also because eventually if I get to the point where I want to submit this book, I'm gonna have to have some kind of working title to call it in the submission. So I was thinking I would do something with Mayfair in the title. However, looking on Amazon, there actually are a lot of books out there. None of them like very famous books by any means, but there already are books called things like The Mayfair Mystery or Murder in Mayfair or things like that. And yeah, these are books that personally I'd never heard of before, so it's not like I was copying their titles. But I think it's probably better if I pick a title that isn't already being used by another book, just because I think that can get confusing when people are trying to find the book on Amazon or online, on Goodreads or whatever. So yeah, would anyone be really upset if I used the same title? Probably not, but I think I would want to avoid it. So titles like that are out. So I will keep thinking about that. There's absolutely no rush. I'm just gonna keep a running list of things that I come up with along the way and that aren't currently in use. For now, Project Mayfair is what I will call it to all of you on the internet. Now I am going to give a word count update. I have written several chapters in the past 2 weeks, and I might start another one later because my brain's already turning about the next chapter, which is a good thing. I've been making really great progress, honestly. I'm pretty proud of myself. And another thing, I was really worried about changing the ending in the middle of draft one, but just yesterday or the day before, I was watching a YouTube video by Alexa Dunn on drafting, and she literally says in the video, it's okay if you decide to change the ending while you're drafting. Like, don't worry about it. Just give the future you who's gonna edit this more work. All that matters is you get the draft done. So thank you, Alexa, for giving me permission to change the ending. Draft one is not gonna make sense because I will not have foreshadowed the ending properly, and a lot of things that I mentioned will just be dropped. But in draft 2, I will fix all of that, and you know, I didn't see the point in writing something I knew I was probably going to change anyway. So since I really liked this new idea, I figured might as well write it. Like, if that's what I want to write, I should just do that. So my current word count as of today, October 19th, is 56,745 words. I'm so happy with how much I've gotten done so far. Like, this has been a really great experience so far. I mean, definitely it's had its ups and downs, but I've never written this many words in an original story before, so I'm really proud of myself for what I've accomplished. So that is the equivalent of almost 227 novel-length pages. That is a lot, and like I said, I think I'm going to aim for around 89,000 words in the final draft, but we'll see how it goes. The last couple chapters I wrote were on the shorter side, so my average word length per chapter has gone down. But I also acknowledge that when I get to wrapping up everything in the story, the chapters might be longer again, just because you have to tie up all those loose ends. So I'm just gonna see how it goes. And I think 89,000 words-ish is going to be doable for me. I think getting it down to 80 is not realistic, but 89,000, I'm doing pretty well with that so far. Right now, my average length per chapter is 2,182.5 words. So currently, if I write 41 chapters like I have planned, or 40 chapters and an epilogue, that means my draft will be 89,482.5 words, which is exactly what I was going for. Like I said, I do think some of the chapters towards the end are going to be longer and will therefore increase the overall word count because they'll be longer than average. But I think right now I've really hit my stride, so I'm pretty happy. So I think that's pretty much it for this writing vlog. I will be back with another one very, very soon because I'm going to continue working on this. I'm making a lot of progress and I've been feeling really inspired. I am thinking about this novel pretty much all the time. I told my mom last night, if you ever see me and I'm just sitting there seemingly deep in thought, I'm probably thinking about my novel. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. I post new videos every single Wednesday and Sunday. My social media links are in the description if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you comment a pencil emoji down below to let me know that you're still here. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a productive rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.